Tags, Chad.
Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly, along with James Smith and Chad Fields. I'm Lyle Stokes, and welcome everybody. We're having a little issue with getting our guest in here tonight. So while we're doing that, what do you say that we run through some of the people that's in chat, fellas?
That sounds great, Lyle.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and go run off some of them, Chadwick?
All right. Well, let's start out with Mr. Maurice Kaysen, Dakota per year, James Dockery Fishing. You love that, man.
Yeah, I do.
Mo Creek Fishing, Catfishing Dreams, Avid Fisherman, Catfishing Crappie, who will be on right after us. Buckeye Catfishing, the Creole Catfishing. John Patrick Jr., Laura the Explorer.
P City Smitty and Chrissy Brown. DMV's in chat right now, but he's getting ready to come on with us. Georgia Fisherman. We passed some way up here at the top. Ohio for Life. Weekend Angler. Robert James. Who else did I see come in there? There's Mr. Creole. I watched some of Creole on him the other day. Oh boy, had a big one on at the end and just couldn't get him untangled, could he?
There's Laura the
That
Explorer.
he did.
Avid, JP3.
There's old Dater.
In there. Mr. Gadget, Jason Lamb, Junior Proctor Fishing, 2 stands.
Mike Irvin, Big Slim 91, Carolina Catfish. That's in my neck of the woods. Brian Catfish and John Patrick Jr. You know, we got a lot of great people that come in here support us, Lyle and Chad. A lot of great people.
PA Catfish Seeker. That's a new one.
I have seen them around a little bit.
DMV.
What's up, man?
It is.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, I couldn't get that Johns, man. I was trying to click it. It wasn't working, man. I held it, and it was like, hey, save the link. I was like, oh, yeah, let's put that in Google, and it worked.
Always best to use it in Google Chrome.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right, why
it in. That's the main thing.
The thing on here live on my tablet. I was trying to find y'all, and up there now it's working. Whatever.
Jeff Baker.
Turn the sound off up here.
We got you in now, though.
All right,
that's right.
Sometimes it can be aggravating, especially if nobody's ever been on one of these shows. You do have to download Chrome.
Am I like way down here? Doc?
Yeah.
You look almost as short as Lyle.
Now I'm all way up there. What's up, guys?
There you go.
You have this much trouble when you're setting stuff up out on the riverbank?
What it do, what it be, what it is, everybody. How y'all doing?
Can you hear us okay?
I forget my wires and all that good stuff, yeah.
I'll bet that is a job getting all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, I hear y'all clearly. I got y'all on Bluetooth in my ear.
All right.
Oh, man. How you been?
Maybe you don't hear us.
I've been doing pretty good.
Have you?
I my beard off. Everybody's like, what's going on? Who are you? My daughter looked at me and she said, you don't look like my daddy.
So it does look like we got about a 5-second delay for you to hear us. So
yeah. Yeah, we'll have to give him plenty of time to answer.
Oh, man, that's savage.
That's booty cheeks.
I'm trying to hear y'all through the tablet, man. That's messed up. That's right.
That would be why.
Oh, man, that might pick up the mic, too. Let's see what's going on. Oh. Take y'all off the Bluetooth over here and connect y'all to the other device.
Yeah, because you're going to have a delay. There's always a delay from StreamYard to YouTube. So it's always good to...
Yeah,
that's what I said, man. It's booty cheeks.
And it's a bigger delay if you're using a second device, not the one you signed in on.
Yeah.
Well, we about to try to fix this issue.
That's cool.
Yeah, Chad Lyle. Walt's cat had to shave his beard off for work when this COVID thing first broke out. and he's got a 17-year-old kid, and I forget the other ages. None of his kids ever seen him without a beard.
Oh, wow.
And he had to
My
shave it
microphone
off.
kicking in, man. I'm
His
having so
daughter
much
cried.
issues. Oh, that's why, because Do Not Disturb's on, so y'all. Can I hear y'all yet?
Yeah, I don't think I could do it, Patriot. This is like a part of me right now. You know, it's for
Man, I'm having such an
entire
issue,
life.
man. Such technical
there.
difficulties.
That's all right. You
Man.
get yourself straightened out, and we'll start chatting with you. Right
While
now, you're
we're-
just talking to yourself, and that's cool. I do it all the
While
time.
we're waiting on him to get everything lined out, I got a package in the mail this week from Fishing Frustrations UK, and he sent me some decals. It was really cool. I wasn't expecting it. Didn't know what it was. Never seen an address or envelope addressed like that before. And I opened it up and found them decals in there. So, you know what I did? I loaded him up with some swag from Catfish Weekly and Panfish
It's
Weekly.
really
and
weird. It won't pick up the sound in my headset.
we shipped it right back off to the UK.
Oh, that's
So
booty
we should be
cheeks.
getting that in a couple of days.
Oh, that's
But
booty cheeks.
DMV, it might be because you probably got your Bluetooth headsets set up for your tablet first, and they're not switching over to your phone.
Oh, it's
You might
connected
turn
to
your
it.
tablet off to do
It's
it.
connected to it right now for audio and everything.
Huh.
That's why I'm confused. It's not moving the sound from the phone to my headset. This is very strange.
You might just take them out and just use the regular audio from your phone.
Yeah, I was trying not to have all the feedback of my phone, but we'll see what happens. That's booty cheeks.
There is SK.
All right, can y'all hear me on the
Mike Irvin.
feedback or not?
D.
Nope, good.
Catfish
All right.
and Dream. Sharina. Mud Tramp. Creole.
Hey, Becky's in
Catfish
here.
and Fever Outdoors. Have you got it now, buddy?
Maybe. Now we know why I'm always late for a show.
Well, you know, things happen.
I
Things
sure
happen.
Hey, don't feel
Oh,
bad,
man.
DMV. I come sliding sideways in here too, buddy. I was late too.
I was over there clicking the link and stuff. I was talking to my daughter. She just got her license. My oldest daughter.
Uh-huh.
That made me a grandpappy.
Sweet.
Congratulations on the grandbaby.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
that was a while ago. She just got her license now. That was like 7 months ago.
I hear you.
That's still
So
fresh.
thank you.
I see Keith in here from Fishing and Stuff's in here watching tonight.
Hey, Keith. Be seeing you real soon.
Yes, sir. Fishing and Finds. We got a lot of great people in here tonight. As soon as DMV, you ready for the show?
Hey, yeah, I mean, we're working now, man. As long as I ain't got feedback on there. I was trying to not have the feedback, having a headset on, but apparently that wasn't working out. Trying to
Usually,
get
as long as you got the volume,
Blue. Art.
usually as long as you got the volume cut off on a second device, usually you don't get
Yep.
too much feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I was
good.
thinking the feedback on the device I'm using. I'm always turning all the sounds off on that thing, you know.
Right.
I guess I
But
could have
you're running
used my
good.
microphone, but maybe next time I'll use my big old headset. I got a headset over there with a Bluetooth wireless thing, you know. I didn't set it up.
I use the KISS method. I keep it simple, stupid.
that was probably the
Well,
best
you
thing
do
to
better
do,
than
yeah.
anything I know.
I'm not a tech savvy guy, but I love about your show and your lives is that you a bait fisherman and you dedicate a lot of time to bait fishermen. I've got a boat, but I love my bait fishing. It's like I said on the show the other night, it's nostalgic to me. Like to grandpa and daddy sitting on the bank by a little campfire and the little old kerosene lanterns. I love it. I appreciate you taking us on the journey that you spend out there doing it. And son, you put some good fish on the bank.
Yeah, weird fact is I have a kayak that I've never used since I started YouTube. The day I started YouTube, they got put on a wall.
Wow.
And now I have a float tube, so I'm going to get back out there on the float tube. So now I'm going to be like, you know, I got to bring the kayak out there if I'm going to be out there in a float tube with my feet dangling with them snapping turtles.
I'll say I heard you've been
snapping turtle trying to eat the side of my leg off. There's some big snapping turtles.
I've heard you talk about that new float tube.
Oh yeah, I mean, I took pictures of it during Christmas and stuff. I was gonna buy it, and my mom bought it for Christmas. She was like, "Here you go, Merry Christmas." I was like, "Oh snap!" And then I'm like waiting all the way to spring so I can use it. Now I'm like, tax season, come on, tax season, come on, tax season, because I'm getting out there. I was out there walking in the water the other day. I was like, it ain't too bad. I can swim out here. Oh, we're good.
Yep.
Float tube's coming soon. I can't wait.
What is your water temperature out there in the Potomac?
Oh, I don't know, but I spent about a couple minutes with my legs dangling in it, and after the first minute, it felt like how when you get in the ocean, it's cold at first, and then all of a sudden you're good. That's how I felt.
You pull your legs out, and they kind of blue looking.
Oh man, I find that out after like an hour, and you're all numb, and you're like, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that." It's so thin.
You might want to wait for a warm up just a little bit more.
Yeah,
I'm thinking for me, what water temperature would have to be at least 60.
I don't know. That water,
60-degree water, still cold, but
yeah, it is. But you might be able to handle it for a little while at 60. I don't think at 50 or 55. I don't think I could handle that.
I think it depends upon how hot it is outside. If it's like 75, 80 outside, I'll deal.
Yeah, maybe so.
That cool water can really take it out of you, though.
Before yesterday, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So just be careful if you do that. The water can be deceiving, and it can slowly drain you versus quickly drain you, like that 40-degree water.
Yeah, it actually is more dangerous because it can start dropping your core temperature, and you're not really noticing it because you ain't quite got them skippers yet.
Yep.
That's why getting out in that ocean in the middle of the wintertime half drunk, man, people be getting messing people up.
Yep, and that's what happens to them a lot of times, and they don't realize it's happening to them.
Yep. Sure enough.
I'm so happy I quit drinking years ago, man. I used to do some dumb stuff.
I think we've all been there and done that.
Yeah, that's good. When we were growing up, we didn't have cameras, cell phones with cameras, and nothing like that. So now ain't nobody can hold that stupid junk over our heads now.
No, that's fact.
I think I was like 16 or something when everybody started getting cell phones, and it was like very few people had them.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated high school, it was like right around then I got my own cell phone. I think I was like 16 because my grandfather was sick, so everybody had to contact me. So like it was like Valentine's Day. My mom was like, "Here's a cell phone. You gotta drive grandpappy around and all that,
Yeah.
So,
but it's a good thing now. Now we get to share memories, with family and stuff that's not local. A lot of our fishing we could take out there. And it actually makes a good recording device for those fishing trips. When you're out there by yourself, you might get home, forget to write down in your journal, but you can go back to them pictures and say, okay, I do remember this. And you can fill out them journals later. Do you keep journals on what's running and what time of year in the waters that you bank fish? Banking fish, duh.
Nah, not at all. I've fished. I mean, I've been in this local area for a very long time, so it's pretty much, I know which areas are the best during what seasons for the most part and what temperatures of water. And I know a couple of areas that's pretty much good all year. Like that mud hole that y'all see me fish at.
Yeah.
Spring, summer, winter, fall, all year you can catch fish in that spot. So if I can't catch fish nowhere else, I'm going to work my way there.
Now, what is it about that? What is it about that spot? Do you think that is year round?
Several depth levels. Like off to the left, it's really deep, and then like in the middle, it's like during the spring you want to cast closer. There's like a sandbar that runs about like 50 yards out, and then it drops completely. So during the winter and like deep fall time, like late fall, you want to cast past the sandbar. During summer and all that, you cast on the shallower part. Man, they're all over the banks. There's that video with my boy Jake, man. He caught that 67-pounder in that spot.
That's pretty good fish right there. Thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate it very much.
Well, the reason I asked about DMV about journals is you said something about taking your son fishing. Well, guess what? That son might want to look back at your journals years from now.
I keep a couple of journals about things about the channel. These are my 2 different books.
Right.
But it's not generally about like the waters or anything like that. I stopped, I just go off of memories till I start going to new waters. Cause as soon as I get my license, I'm going to the James River. I'm getting jello about that river and I'm going up there.
I'm guessing that
hopefully you have I get my license back.
I think you have a working relationship with Has Life.
I mean, I've never really like done a show with him or anything like that. I mean, eventually, hopefully, we're gonna do some collaborations and stuff like that. I mean,
he has made a comment
with, everybody else, but I've never made it, because I'm a slacker.
He has made a comment in chat.
Cheeks of the booty. Where Haslight's at? Where you at, man? Oh, Dad, what was this comment, man?
Cheeks of the booty.
Booty cheeks of the booty. Is he blue or is he gray, man? Because I'm gonna look through everybody's name.
I think he's gray.
Yeah, he is.
Those are harder people to find.
We had so many people that was moderators on here, and we had issues with some of it. And it's easier just to have a few to do a really good job than to have a whole bunch and nobody really know what's going on. So we trimmed down the moderator stuff, and some guys really got mad about it. But it's not a status symbol for us. It's a job, thankless job that somebody has to do.
Please ask DMV if booty cheeks is a term of endearment or a slang. Booty cheeks is anything that makes me want to say any bad words, cuss, any derogatory statement, anybody do anything to me, an animal try to come and bite me, everything's booty cheeks. If it's bad news, it's booty cheeks. That's pretty much what it is.
Well, and it's hard because especially being a YouTuber and you're a live kind of guy. So, you really do need to watch the language and stuff to, and it's hard because, I've edited videos where I've had to edit 200 cuss words that my wife said out, and you get them special words like that, it helps, tell everybody that that's what you're thinking. But
you remember the live stream with the FU guy to come out the woods, and then he showed up again on me later on.
Yeah.
All the time he was out there. He just hovering over me in COVID season. F-bomb. He's watching the chat and everything, trying to say hi to people and going F-bomb. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I run a live show and it's a clean show, bro. And I said something to him twice and he kept on cussing.
You should have just looked like, man, that's booty cheeks.
Yeah, I know, man. If you didn't know some of the other local people I know, like they're the ones that cut the steps out of one of the spots I fish at. But I didn't know him, but I knew his buddy. So I socially hung up, like I was trying to, talk to, and then he's over there giving my spots out. Like Willie's like, man, I heard y'all word for word about all those spots, man. Thank you.
I guess you seen some of them people come in there like that on Chunky a couple of times when that COVID was really, he'd stop them.
Oh yeah, Chunky's like,
yeah. Don't come any closer. I get tickled at him, but I do understand where he was coming from. At that time, we didn't know if it was serious or not serious. Of course, I've never thought it was, but that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor. But he wasn't taking no chances.
No.
When I was in the woods with my boy Charlie, when COVID season just started, and the freaking homeless people took over the spot and creeped up on us and was just talking and cussing in the background. This is my fishing house. Man, I was like, man, this COVID, man, get away from me, man. And I'm trying not to get mad about the camera because I try to keep everything nice, man. But if the camera wasn't running, I probably would have been a different, it would have been a different me out there with all them people.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he would have started cussing, I would have stood up, but you guys are there and, we can't have that Irish temper coming out,
I understand. But sometimes sometimes you have to shut the camera off.
You know, I didn't learn until after that, after they got me my first copyright. You know, I got it to disappear and all that, but they were just jamming music, knowing I was live streaming and stuff. And the younger people that were jamming music were like, calm down, he's live streaming, calm down, it's okay. But they're the ones giving me a freaking copyright.
Yeah.
So the one dude is trying to fight me because it's his fishing hole and he lives there. But I've been fishing there since way before those dudes even knew what that fishing hole was. They didn't even know it was a fishing hole.
Well, they got pushed out in it.
Yeah. Lyle, you seen one of my live streams, I had to shut it off, and that daggone guy turned and run right down across every line I had out there in the water.
Yeah.
The dog done that on purpose.
Use that stuff on regular YouTube, so I just let it roll.
I would hope that I could think quick enough to shut it off before I said something. I'm not sure that I could.
I'll let y'all know. Y'all gonna see a live show one day. Somebody's gonna get beefy and touch me, and it's gonna click a switch, and that's gonna be a totally different person on that live show.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to edit the last like 5 minutes of the show off, just like I did the copyright video. Just so YouTube lets it stay.
I know what you mean, man.
But that's fishing. You know, you never know what you're going to run into, whether 4-legged animals or the 2-legged animals. It all happens, and it's going to happen. And
I'm very mean towards kayakers when they do something off camera. But on camera, I'm like, man, can you just get away from my line? Come, man, booty cheeks, y'all. Otherwise, I'm wading out there trying to go after them. You know, I'm like, you better start paddling. Take 3 of my lines downstream. I'm coming for you. And if you're hooked up, I'm bringing you to the bank, yo. I got 60-pound line, bro. Let's come.
Yeah, I don't think they can out-paddle that.
Well, DMV, yeah, honestly, I mean, I think that's one of the attractions that people really enjoy watching your streams. I mean, is you have a different thing about you, right? You have your person. It's all about your personality. Not to mention, you can tear some fish up. I mean, you've had. I know that one night I was sitting watching. You caught what, 27?
I think it was 28 fish, and we were just under that 400-pound line.
Yeah.
And then Josh was trying to get me to stay a little bit longer just to get to the 500 pounds. I was like, I gotta go. Well, I'm sure we would have got them that day. They just kept coming.
Do you have a time frame of how long that you can stay?
Like certain holes, I don't normally fish at certain hours, but if I'm already live streaming and I'm planning on staying, I'll just stay up. I know it might be 3-4 hours of just dead stop stuff, but I know it'll pick up a little bit later. And we might pick up a couple fish in between, but you know, certain times of the year, like during the winter time, I like to fish during like, you know, the afternoon hours for the most part. But we do a lot of night shows, so I've done a lot of nighttime fishing during the winter time, which isn't my normal.
Now, you've been out there when it was pretty damn cold a few times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But too bad. We don't get it like, you know, in negative degrees like other, you know, so it's not so bad. It's just like around freezing or just below sometimes. And, you know, since I got the buddy heater, it's a whole new world out there.
Yeah.
And I brought that little tent.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got that tent now, too. You can put it in. Holds that heat in.
Heck yeah.
I had no clue it was going to have that reflective sheet inside of it, but it's supposed to keep you warm in the shower while you're showering outside. But I had no clue. But that thing gets hot in the sun. If you don't have a heater in there and it's hot outside or just sunny, it could be cold outside, but the sun heats that room up. Because I've used it as a bathroom in certain spots just because I didn't want to be in it. But as soon as I walked in it was like a sauna, but it's freezing outside.
Yeah.
It just heats up from the sun.
Well, that's like the enclosure on our boat. If you've got it all zipped up, there's enough clear plastic on it. If the sun's shining, you're looking for a zipper to unzip some of it.
So just start insulating that stuff, man.
Yeah, it gets pretty hot. We've had to.
Bo Creek said I'm a trick.
Yep, he is correct about that.
Yeah, there is definitely sometimes, you know, I've watched myself on the camera and I'm like, man.
High energy.
What got you started in live streaming?
I never planned to be a live streamer. I did my first live stream when I hit 1,000, subs, and I told everybody I'd do a live stream when I hit 1,000. So as soon as I got to 1,000, I did it, and immediately I got my my hours in because I was 200 hours shy. The first live stream put me way over the 200 hours because there was a lot of people in my first live stream. So everybody was like started advertising me as the all-night live streamer, and it was like my second time out there. I think I did a 6-hour show one time, and I did an 8-hour show, and then I just continued doing it because people wanted me doing it, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't the original plan at all. Especially not to be out there all night. I mean, I fish like that anyway, but not on camera all night,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, and some nights you're out there by yourself. Other nights you have people with you. One of the things that impresses me is you fish a majority or a group of different places, but you're not at the same place all the time.
No, I try not to do the same location back to back, but if I know a spot's a really good spot, sometimes I'll use it twice in the same, like,
if it's a hot spot,
I'm like, I'll come on Tuesday and I'm like, I know it hit real good on Tuesday. We're going on Saturday,
Right.
It's just,
Oh yeah.
How
but
much?
most of the time I try to skip back and forth, but sometimes I'll hit a hole or another hole before I go live, and it's doo-doo brown. I'll go.
How much does
I caught like 5 or 6 fish before I start a live stream, and I'm like, okay, the spot's working. But I'll schedule the live stream, and unfortunately, that 45 minutes till the live stream starts, I'm catching fish. So that's how we had like, what was it, like an hour and 45 minutes till I started the live stream, and that's where I made that 6 fish video from my last video. Well, other than that freaking monster bass video.
How much do you think not having signal affects you from the places you go?
Not at all.
Okay, so you've got signal everywhere.
Sometimes we get a little fuzzy, but we never like. Only time we drop is because somebody called DMV forgets to plug the phone in.
Oh,
then we come back up and I plug it in. If I can do it fast enough where it says resume, we're good. But most of the time, I got to start a new one.
Okay. We have a lot of dead spots here, is why I ask. And say we go to the lake, we'll go one direction on the lake and you got signal all day. You go the other direction on the lake and you're in and out constantly. And I didn't know if you run into that out there or not.
There's a lot of towers.
Yep.
So Verizon has towers everywhere in the DMV area. So I'm not losing service unless I go to the boondocks, like way, way out there.
Okay.
They got towers everywhere.
Sometimes you can get underneath that umbrella and not get a signal, be almost right beside a tower too.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when I go to like basement levels in an elevator, I'll lose it. Or like in some like basement levels of like garages, I'll lose service. But other than that, I always have service.
So you're in a fairly populated area as well, right? Up that way. That's probably why.
5 minutes outside DC, 5 minutes outside Virginia.
Yeah,
I'm right on
that's
the borderline.
probably why.
That's why I named it DMV, because I'm like, literally, there's a bridge to Virginia, DC, and I live right here. It's like, I'm in the DMV. That's it.
There you go.
There you are.
I like it.
Getting scared. Afternoon. What's up, Catman?
Now we see, we don't see chunky cats getting on any flatheads. Now, do you?
I'm hoping that Chunky will give me a holler, and I will tell him an accessible spot where his wagon will go if he uses live bait. I don't know about live bait eel. I ain't never caught him on live bait eel, but I don't use live bait eel. So, I don't know. But them little eels, they probably would tear them up. The skinnier, smaller ones, but the big ones, I don't think so. But maybe.
Well, they'd probably wrap up all in the line. You'd probably have a mess.
Oh, yeah. I don't like, that's why I don't mess with eels. Like, when I catch an eel, I'm pissed because they mess my rigs up. I'm like, so I don't even, like, when I heard him trying to throw a live bait eel on there one day, I was like, oh my God. I thought it was going to be a battle.
Yeah, because they're not real small either.
Have you ever got one in a dip net?
Like, oh my God.
Have you ever got one in a dip net?
Didn't do what I thought was going to happen.
If you ever get one in a dip net, you'll never forget it. They'll weave their way through nearly every hole in that net.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're trying to get out, but they don't know how to do it because they don't know what they're in. So if it's very big, it's quite challenging.
Especially if you got one of them nets that's got like the 1-inch holes in it. They'll weave and yes.
They're there. And slimy, nasty.
We have eels that run up our smaller rivers, and they say the Ohio, but I've never seen them. But more so in the smaller river, I'd think it'd be fun to go catch those.
We used to catch them a lot on the Mississippi, but I haven't caught one now in a lot of years.
We used to have a fair minute in Wiley.
The C&O Canal this past year. I don't normally catch eel in the canal. We used them for bait that day. I caught a snakehead while I was bait fishing, and I caught an eel that day and a whole bunch of panfish. So they both went out there for bait that night. We caught flathead on cut bait snakehead too.
Oh yeah. I mean, we catch a lot of flathead on cut bait here in Wiley. A lot of flatheads on cut bait.
Yeah, apparently they love snakehead. If you get a snakehead, save a little bit of that for bait and see how well that works. I was dumbfounded in fall how well that worked.
Really?
Oh yeah, we had tons of. I think we even got a trifecta in that video. Actually, it might have even been a live stream. I think I just started live streaming when that. Yep, it was live streaming, and it was in the coyote hole.
Oh, the coyote hole. I remember that.
Yeah. They were eating something off in the distance. And that same night, we were hearing a boar off in the distance. There's only been a couple of them spotted, and I don't know where they have been. Apparently, I don't know why they didn't cross the bridge. There is bridges all up and down Virginia, but they said they crossed the water when the water was so shallow. And that's how the bobcats got it. It's like, but there's a bridge. I mean, at nighttime, any animal can cross the bridges. So, I mean, why wouldn't they just cross the bridge? Why do they have to cross the shallow river? But that was their excuse for how the wild animals, like some of the animals that aren't normally, like we didn't have any like coyotes or anything like that in our area. But in the past, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, more wild animals started showing up. They spotted the bobcats and the freaking coyotes and boars. And I'm like, where'd these things come from, yo? I'm not down with it. I'm hearing them out there fishing.
I think they're just looking for the booty cheek you leave behind.
That's right.
It's probably all that bait smell I leave, like, because I just be leaving stuff all around, collect my stuff, throw it out. But all my cut bait, I throw it right next to me, right on the bank. Because if I run low on bait, I might throw one of those pieces that look a little fresh still up in, This is not always bad when I take it off the hook. I just change it out because I want it fresher. So then all the raccoons swarm my bait that's sitting right next to my rod.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they're always out there, is because I always have bait swarmed right next to the bank, right next to my rods.
Maybe they got a memory. Maybe they won't bother you too bad if you kept them well fed.
Well, I do in that one spot that has Life in Me be sharing sometimes. He goes out there, I go out there, But there's like a family of raccoons that live on the left-hand side of they'll come up the creek bed right up on the hill right there and start eyeballing me. And I just chunk bait over there sometimes, like the little tail sections. So they come out there around like 11 o'clock at night regularly.
Yep. They remember that, buddy.
Yep. They won't forget. I see the Baltimore anglers in here tonight.
Feed wild animals.
No.
That keeps them coming back.
Yeah.
They tell you not to do it. They tell you strictly don't do it. Yeah. So I probably shouldn't be doing that on video, especially live feeds, but
But Junior Proctor wanted to know, Lyle, was you making the trip out here to fish with? I mean, coming out here to the tournament.
We will be leaving really early on a Thursday morning. So, we're coming.
I hope you got your shoulder good and exercise, because you're gonna be doing a lot of this.
Yep.
Yep. You're gonna be shaking a lot of hands.
I hope so.
DMV, you ought to come down, and there's plenty of bank fishing going on down here, buddy. And that tournament could be won off the bank right there where we putting out. Very well could.
I come out there on the float tube.
There you go.
Right. Kicking with my little balance. My fins that came with the junks was like this, right? I just ordered fins that are like, you know, it's big. I'm getting some freaking flapping. Ain't no current taking me away. I'm going backwards because it's weird. You got to go backwards. So when you're driving that thing, you got to like, where am I going?
Need to put your rear view mirror on it.
Yeah, for real. So I ain't gonna break
animals.
With fins like that, you might be able to do some kind of special thing against Haslife in that new boat he's got and see who can outdo who.
Question. You know they have that you know, the propeller you can buy for a drill.
Yeah.
They sell it for like $55 or something on Amazon. Would that consider a motored boat? Because I can put that drill right in my little pouch right there, strap the freaking.
You're starting to sound like a two-man.
Walk on that jump, we'll be on it.
24-volt lithium-ion battery drill, you ready to roll?
Hey,
I am thinking about buying it, but I don't know if that changes the restrictions of my float tube.
Does it attach to your boat? Does it attach to the device? Then no, I don't think it does.
Oh, snap.
It's on now.
I believe you would have to have it physically mounted to it to be considered.
Yeah, I think that's the restriction that made me want to buy it. And
there
like
you go.
something I was looking in Maryland rules about boating. If it's mounted like gas powered, you can't use in a lot of places, but battery powered you can. But like I think mounted was the 100% word for both uses.
Yes.
So yeah, man, we about to buy one of those things, yo. Because I'm doing that. You know how much current I gotta fight out here, especially if the tide's going one way or the other. Oh yeah, that's a whole new world right there.
Yeah.
Forget paddling with my feet till that battery die. Got to bring a couple batteries with.
Yeah. I see the Baltimore anglers in here and
fishing.
I
thought he'd say hi to everybody.
Yeah, fishing with Robbie's in here, and last night late, Robbie had a video come out. If you guys get a chance, go over and look at it. It's a catch and cook video for a young man and his buddy fishing. It was well done for their first time like that. Congratulations on a great job, Robbie.
I love it. I love the excitement them guys have.
I
can't wait to meet him. We're going to meet him out there this weekend.
You see this knife right here?
I see that.
I got this made to represent when I started YouTube. So it says DMV Whisker King, and it says since 2018, because that's when I started YouTube. So then I liked mine so much, then I had to order one for Haslife and Chunky with special, writings on it, for them. Like King of Bling and Sweet Doggy and all that. So they both have one of these knives coming too. So we got some nice heavy duty bait knives or walk up on me in the woods knives.
Yeah.
You might be you keep feeding them coyotes and
I don't want to feed the coyotes, man.
No,
man.
Oh my goodness, raccoons.
No.
You might be fighting them off soon.
I've never had to worry about them, but last year I was stalked by 3 of them on my way changing holes. You know how I change holes in the middle of the night?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was walking to another hole in the middle of the fall last night, and they were all behind me at first coming up the path. Then I just started walking, and then there's 2 off on one side, and then one still following me up the path. And then I lost track of one of them that was following me. I thought he was cutting me off. Man, tell you, that 15-minute walk out of the woods was terrifying. When I got up to the towpath of the canal, all of them just faded back into the woods.
Yeah,
I thought I was their bait. I was dinner.
They can smell that bait on you.
Yeah, my whole body probably smelled like cut bait. Because I wiped that dust on my legs. Oh my God, my bags, my fishing rods. And I was carrying a lot of stuff. I had a big old cooler dragging out of the woods that day. Oh my God.
Now, how do you pursue your spots and find your different spots? Do you ever depend on Navionics or Google Earth or anything to help you choose certain spots that you fish?
Maryland side, generally where I live, there's no depth chart, so you can't do anything here. In DC, I did. I figured out all the depth charts, the places I can legally bank fish, because it's a spot off of one of the bases I really want to fish, but you ain't allowed to fish the bank there. So, I ain't going to go over there because I ain't getting arrested by, the military. But
float tube.
They got good depths out there for wintertime. But that's how I found that spot that Chunky has been at a lot. I saw that on the depth charts, and I was like, oh, this is a good spot. This is a good spot. And it's hit pretty good, too. It's a pretty regulatory during the seasons, too. Wintertime, you can get a fair amount because it's got deep holes, but if you cast a little, same as that other spot. But I don't tend to get flatheads there. It's not as rocky there, so, but if you go further down towards, like, Georgetown area, it gets real rocky the further you go down, so more flatheads show up down that way.
That's what I was going to ask. So I've noticed, or I've heard that it's like certain parts is where the flatheads are on the Potomac. So I was going to ask, is that why?
Ground, and there's a whole bunch of flat, like it might be deep, but it's not rocky at all. So they just stick to them rocky areas. They just love that.
That's the only structure they really got, ain't it?
Yeah.
And then they just feed you into them rocks.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's the only structure they can find.
Yeah. Flatheads is the reason I stopped using braid. They dug me up behind them freaking rocks one too many times and just snapped my braid clean off like a pair of scissors.
Yeah, it's rocks are pretty tough on braid. It's tough on mono too, but not quite as bad as your braid.
Yeah, I can get it coming back all scratched up. That's fine, as long as I get it to come back. I'll just change it out. But braid will just gone.
That's why I like mono more.
What kind of rig, when you're chasing the flatheads down there in that rocky area, what kind of rig are you usually throwing out there?
I tend to pretty much throw the same rig most times. I'm just on the bottom, and sometimes it depends upon, like, if I'm in a real rocky area, I'm going to put, the bait's going to be on a swivel in the middle, and he's just going to be running around in circles, and, we got our thinker down. But, I'm always bottom rigged most of the times. But if it's real rocky, I'll change it up. I do keep, like, live bait rigs with me, but I don't use them.
Right.
Like, barely at all. Because I tend to just hook them right there on the bottom. They're just swimming on the bottom. The flatheads like to be down there on the bottom anyway. So I get a better chance of catching the flatheads and the blue if I just keep my bait closer to the bottom, I guess. Okay. So I just tend to do that because I figured I get more fish that way. It might not be the species I'm generally after all the time, but if I sit it down there, I'll get everything. I get trifectas more often when I do it on the bottom.
Okay.
At least my question, I don't know what happens when I switch up because everything's going to be new for me.
You're going to read that, Chad, the weekend anglers question?
That's exactly the question I was looking at there, Mr. Patriot. So question for DMV from the weekend angler. Do you have any secrets for not getting snagged when bringing lines back in while bank fishing? No fish on. He donates a lot of hardware to the river while bank fishing.
That's because he's a ditch pickler.
Yeah, he does like those ditch pickers.
I donate a lot of stuff to the river too, but I've upgraded my line over and over and over. When I was doing this for years, it was 20-pound mono. But I got tired of breaking off like 60 plus fish and never getting to touch them other than, I touched your face and but I used to never use grippers. I didn't use nets. I just grabbed them out the water, pulled them onto the bank. I didn't weigh them. I looked at my fish, maybe sent a picture to somebody, and I threw them back in the water. YouTube is a whole new story, So I had to get the scales, had to get the grippers, and then everybody got mad at me because I'm hanging my fish from the grippers, and they're like, dude, you got 50-pound fish hanging from grippers, dog. Can you get a sling? So then we started using the IKEA bag because Caterman said something to me, and I was like, all right, I'll be nicer to my fish. I do catch some big fish. They do have their jaws. When you catch the big fish, you will displace their jaw. They can't eat properly. They will die. Yep. So if you got a 50-pound fish and you're just hanging him by his jaw being happy, you can dislodge his jaw, which means he can't close his mouth properly to eat his fish, and he just ends up dying. So I understood that, and I changed my tactics up because, input from other people. But Catterman is the reason I use a sling. He asked me, I was like, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
To me, anything over like 20 pounds, really, that puts way too much pressure on the jaw at any point, and you stand the chance of really breaking or messing up that fish.
Yeah. Lately, I just do them all in a sling. 10 pounds.
Especially a flathead. A flathead's jaw can be broke right in the middle real easy.
Oh, yeah, because they got, yeah.
But one of the things I always do when I bank fish, if I know, like down there at South Point where I was talking about, you can throw out and hit the river channel. That river channel, we think's got some slate on it. It will cut your line just touching it. What I always do is usually use a long rod, and as soon as I pick up and reel down tight, I will snatch that stuff up off of the bottom and hold it as high as I can and speed reel it till I know I'm getting it up over, bring that stuff to the surface. Jeff Manning makes weights that actually's got like a wing on them. And when it comes up off the bottom, it will, like an airplane wing, it will bring that weight straight to the surface and help bring your rig upward.
Oh,
that's pretty cool. But that's what I was going to say too. Is
it in my head? I'm like,
So,
just like you're setting it, just like you're setting it on a fish. Set that real hard to pull it straight up off the bottom and reel as fast as you can to get it up off there, and then you're good. Should be good most of the time.
But once in a while, it'll work against you if they happen to be a tree setting by and you done set that hook in that cotton picking tree. Then it don't really matter then. I've set the hook on many a tree.
What's going on, regulators?
We got some good people, but it is. Bank fish is so much fun, and it can be a lot of work, like you talking about DMV, moving a couple times in a night. It can be a lot of work, but it can also pay off good. The reason I was talking about using Google Earth is that it actually has a timeline up top. And you can go backwards through that timeline and you can see low water levels and stuff like that and find structure that normally you can't find.
I've been whored by Google Earth. I've seen water, like 4 or 5 big old pond looking things. So I go back and deep into the woods to them. I got it spot locked and everything. So I'm walking straight to it. I got my spot, it's GPS right to it. Big old empty mud holes. No water at all for like years, but Google Earth still shows water.
Yeah.
I'm like, screw you, Google.
No, go back through the timeline.
No water here as far as I know of. All we do is got dry desert land. I'm like, no, that's mud holes.
Yeah, just go back through the timeline. Up to the top, go back through the timeline, and then you can see if there's any fluctuations or whatever. Because you're around a pretty populated area, so Google Earth really updates a whole lot more than it does further away from cities and stuff like that. They might not update once every year or every 2 years, or around cities, they probably update once a month. But them low water areas, if you go back through the timeline, can tell you a lot of great secrets, buddy. A lot of great secrets.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've used it a lot. And if you look right there where I told the guys to bank fish at, there's a river channel. You can flip a quarter from the bank and hit the river channel. And if you don't look at Navionics, you'll never know it. And if you rear back and throw it with everything you got, then you're going to throw across the river channel.
Every
and
year,
hit on a flat.
I think I'm going to end up with Navionics sitting on my float tube in the long run. I bet you if I don't end up drowning or flipping over in that thing, we're going to have that thing hooked up.
Yep.
I'm already like, I want so much stuff, but wanting and being able to, get things. But I do have 2 new rods. They're actually sitting over here in this closet beside me. I got a 5 foot and a 6.5 rod. The 6.5 is going to go on the outside, and then the 5.5 is going to sit in the middle. So I can get around one. That's why one's a foot longer. So it can get around the other rod if it needs be. But the other one's going to be closest one to me. And both of them got pin reels on them. One of them's a pin reel I ain't never tried before. It's a little bit smaller than my other two. But on the float tube, I don't need to cast out the other side of the river like I do on the bank. So
right. But that's
Man, I
smart
can't
with
wait to be pulled down
different
river.
lengths.
It's been a long time since I've been pulled by a fish on anything, man. I can't imagine. The kayak is much bigger than this float tube. And like a 10-pound freaking catfish can pull me around on my kayak. So I can't imagine what's going to happen on this freaking float tube.
Yeah. To be my luck, it'd be going round and around and around and
Oh,
around.
that'd be crazy, yo. If a fish just started playing with, what if I hook a bull shark on a float tube? We're just going downstream. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. I might throw the rod. If I see him, whoop, we'll buy a new one. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know me, I'll probably try to reel him in. We gonna get him. Oh, we got a paddle on the bank too, man. Where's my stuff at?
He'd be looking for the drill.
Yeah.
Keith, blast off is at 7 o'clock, but get down there as early as possible. We're gonna try to fill up that whole side of the boat ramp. Keep them ditch picklers out of that part of the boat ramp.
James Docker
Hey,
says
what?
DMV
I'm not
is really
going
hard
on,
to flip a float tube.
I'm not going on the tidal waters the first time I go out. I'm going on Maryland side where there isn't tidal water. So I'm not going to be fighting the current like that unless there's been like a big, flood recently, and I'm not going to take it out then. I'll wait until the water's, normal, not flowing like Bill Owen, and then I'll take it out.
I'm thinking that's a great idea.
Better
Me
safe
too.
than sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start off slow, baby steps. And then when I, go out once, I'll be like, all right, let's go. We're going to go over, and we're going to hit the, tidal waters. I
There's
really
some good
want to take the
flathead
float tube
videos.
over that 80-foot hole.
There's some
Over in
good
DC.
flathead videos of people in float tubes out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good
And I
videos
get
catching
some of
some
the
good
holes,
flatheads.
If that hole's 80 foot deep and there's anything in the bottom of it, and you can maintain over top of it, you should be gold.
Yeah, what if it flips me over?
It
Just
won't.
like a 60-pound catfish just pulls the float tube straight over.
You'll turn loose before that happens.
Just make sure you put some flotation device on your rods.
I bought a lot of stuff. Hold on, I'm grabbing a box of float tube stuff.
Yeah, just remember to hit that spool and let that line spool when you need a break or whatever. Loosen that drag up.
This is a lot of money for the float tube in this box. Never even been on the daggone thing. What if I hate it?
It's
I don't know,
amazing.
but I got water shoes, and I got water shoes. Don't ask me, but I got a lot of water shoes.
Are you accessorizing for every outfit that you take out there?
Uh-huh.
Are you going to accessorize for whatever outfit you go out on the float tube with? You gotta look stylish, bro.
You see this? This is a bait table for Scotty mounts. I got a camera that goes here. I got a cup holder that goes here, and then I put all these things so I can dangle things and just throw them on this, so I can have all my stuff, not dangling into my float tube. But I bought a whole bunch of Scotty stuff. I got the triple rod holder, and they have double straps. So I got a lot of camera mounts. Like man, hopefully I like it.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
James Dockery said it's harder to flip them things over than you think.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking, but
I'm thinking if anybody know how hard it'd be to turn one over, it'd be old Dockery.
Yeah.
I was thinking in the deep holes, though, if they pull you straight down,
Thank you, Chrissy.
it might just flip you up if you ain't got weight behind your seat.
No, I think you're overthinking. I think it'd be even more like a kayak, right? I mean, you're going to compensate for that pull by leaning whichever way you need and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think you'll be just fine.
But buddy, that would be a stealthy way to sneak up on them old flatheads, though, buddy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, that's why I always said about the kayakers and stuff like that. That's got to be one of the most stealthy ways besides wading to get in there to them flatheads.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take out some rods with a ceiling fan. So I got the pin squall junks right here, the 6 foot, and I forget what the littler one I bought was. It's the Pin Rival. Has anybody used this?
Let me see. I have a Pin Rival, but I think no. I'm sorry. I have the Pin Warfare. I have the Pin Warfare.
Okay, this is the Pin Rival 15. I got the 30 squall and I got the 50 squall. I was thinking about putting like the 30 on this one and the 50 on the other one, just to overcompensate. But I didn't think I needed my whole spool of line on each reel. It's not like I'm used to fishing.
They have very big spools on the Pin reels.
Oh, these squalls are crazy, man. I could break off 1,000 times and still be good.
DMV, you got any suggestions on new people that's just getting into catfishing that they're going to start out bank fishing and stuff like that? What they need to look for, areas they need to look for, and the safest ways to set up.
First, test out each spot they're trying, and depending upon the seasons, if it's wintertime, if you can find a bank that's going straight down, and you got a little access at the bottom, I mean, that's going to be a deep hole right there, because that water flows right down and just digs a channel. And fish love to just sit in those spots. But, man, the best thing is to just get out there. I mean, springtime, you're going to find a lot of fish running up into the channels and to the shallow spots following the bait fish, because they're all out there breeding and, they want them. So get out there, try it with worms, catch everything under the sun. You get yourself a nice sized little bait fish, put him on the hook. You're going to get yourself a nice fish.
Yep.
Yep. Parker Pursuit said it's got to be it's a massive pain when you get hung up on a float tube and heavy line. Oh, I'm sure. It'd be hard to break them lines.
That's what one of my biggest worries is, sitting there like I'd have to just like let the line loose and paddle to shore and then break it off.
But that's why you're going to have that 24-volt drill.
Yeah.
Just break it.
Hold on tight. I figured I was going to land the fish. That's the real reason I want to buy it. Not to really get me to the spots. Is each time I catch a fish, so I can safely get them fast and weigh them on camera, I just have my tripod or everything, or set the tube up and have a camera on there, just angle it right there or something. And each time, weigh the fish right there on the bank. Because I got a little thing on the side of my tube where I can put my little sling. So I was thinking about carrying it out there with me too, and actually getting to the bank to weigh the fish on video, not in live streams like that. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But
just start measuring it. Just start going by length instead of weight.
I do have the little thing on my lap. It does have, the inches and stuff right there. And I guess I could have the GoPro doing it. But everybody wants a weight of fish when they're so big. They're like, I want to know.
That's right. That's the only accurate way to do it. That formula is not that accurate, regardless of what people tell you. The bigger
especially
the
when
fish
they start
is,
getting big.
Yeah, the bigger the fish is, the more off it becomes. Yeah. If you got scales, use them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the measurements. According to that, I'm only about 135 pounds, so I like to use the formula.
Laura, I do want to get a big pontoon boat. I'm with everybody else that has these pontoons, man. I want one. I want a nice size pontoon boat where I can put a barbecue grill on that junks. I can hang out with family. Have a nice little flat platform. Ain't nobody like really gonna get seasick out there when you just cruising. I ain't trying to go out in the ocean or nothing like that, man.
Gotta have a big motor.
I just want a big old pontoon boat. So as soon as I get my license back, that's what I'm looking for first, is a pontoon boat. Sweet. And then I'll probably never use my kayak and nothing again. I mean, it's been sitting for 2 years. It's coming up on 2 3/4 years that kayak's been sitting on the wall.
Come on, man.
Literally, the day I started YouTube, it started collecting dust.
That's his booty cheeks.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Everybody wanted to know how I banked fish, and that's how I started this. Instagram, I was showing fish that I landed, and sometimes was putting like a minute video of a landing of a fish. And people were like, man, I want to see how you land these big fish on the bank, man. And at that point, I wasn't using nothing. So for the videos, I bought grippers. And then I snapped the smaller grippers with big fish. And I was like, nope, I need the giant ones. because the lips are too big. You know, one of them curled over on me and it just snapped the tip of my grips off. So I bought the bigger ones. But yeah, I try to get, you know, I normally just grab a fish, look at him a little bit, and put him back. You know, that's how I used to do it. But occasionally get a picture if he's big enough.
Chad, when he realizes that he can put his rods on the bank and carry that kayak, and he can put his baits in further holes away from the bank and using that kayak, he'll start carrying that kayak with him, won't he?
I thought about doing that with the float tube.
Yeah.
Because it's inflatable. I can put it in my cart and blow it up right there on the bank and just bring my baits out, come right back. It's another thing the drill would be good for. Just whoop, whoop. You know?
He's going to make a use out of that drill one way or the other.
I got ideas, man. I got ideas, man. You only going to make it worse.
Now, well, you know, obviously I've got you. I want to, anytime I see some kind of good modification for that, man, you're going to be getting messages from me now.
Man, I see all y'all's beards. I'm missing out on it, man. That's all right. James, he only got the mustache, so he ain't got the beard going on. So, you know, we over here, no beards. But he has, you know, I'm bald out here like a baby. What's going on?
I'm not used to seeing you like that. I almost didn't recognize you.
Now, as far as
my daughter's grandmother saw me today, and she was like, "Oh my God, you look so handsome!" I was like, I was caught off guard. I'm like, "What? What? Oh, my hair! I got you." I was confused because she don't normally talk to me like that. I was confused.
Yeah. I understand. James, right quick, what are you going to talk about Wednesday night on your show?
I've got of course, we're going to have you and Cindy in there. Well, maybe Cindy. She might stick her head around the camera maybe on us. But we're going to have Richard in here, and we're going to be discussing what's going to be taking place the morning of the tournament, what people need to expect from us, and about the weigh-in. We're probably going to do a little short live that morning of the blast-off because we are having a national anthem played, Jimi Hendrix version, electric guitar and a flag raising, and then a big blast of a firework to wake up the neighbors. And we're going to send them down the water, and then we're going to have the weigh-in, and hopefully it can be broadcasted live. Lyle, and I found us a good spot that evening. It's all going to be under shady trees, so we'll be good to go.
That's awesome because as full-figured guys, we like shade, don't we, Chad?
Yeah. What? I just told you I'm only 135 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, I am not.
For YouTube, I probably would have gained more weight this year, but these live streams, you know, I've been trying to get out there to them spots during the wintertime. Normally in the winter, I get up to like 225. I stayed around 180 this winter because I'm out there hiking the spots, you know. Jump in and out the mud hole, fighting a foot deep of mud with your feet, losing your boots. Oh, man, it's been exercise.
Yeah.
This old man is definitely feeling it. I don't look like an old man, but the next day, I look like an old man. Let you know.
Hey, DMV, I tell you what I wear when I'm out tromping through places like that and bank fishing. I use wetsuit booties, the hard bottom wetsuit booties. You zip them up on your feet. You can't sling them off. They're comfortable as crap, and they're pretty much waterproof. And you can tromp through the water and the mud and stuff and shake them off in the creek and keep right on Cadillac.
Aren't those little, though? Or do they make long ones?
No, they don't make long ones. They might, but I never looked for them. The short booties. Yeah, the short booties.
I just walk to get out there in the mud. Hey, I got mud that's like at least a foot deep I step in. So them little boots that are like just over a foot tall, like the mud level be right at the tip of those. So I'm just trying to keep the mud out of my toesies. You know, trying to keep them off my pants.
Right.
And it's cold. Hey, whoever said muck boots, man? I bought them muck boots over the ones that I spent a lot more money on. And I got a good price on the muck boots because they said muck boots. And my mom was like, she looked it up before I even got home. She's like, "You want these, Jones? They're like half price right now. And they're the ones they said." I was like, "Oh yeah, let's get that. Yeah. Here's my card. Yo, get me some." I was literally about to go buy some the next day, and she already had it before I even got home from the live stream. She was letting me know where to buy it from.
Wow.
Y'all gave me the money in the live stream to buy them, and before I even get home, it was already waiting to order. I'm like, wow, everybody got me on this, y'all. But
Just
I love
another
that she's
tool
willing
in
to
the
support me,
toolbox.
watch the shows. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I would have been running my shows on a little crappy camera I had at first. I had a really crappy camera I bought for like $35 on eBay. And I made like one video, and she supported me buying me the Filmora, like the good Filmora, you know, the upgraded version of Filmora and all that. So I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. So she wanted me to edit real good. And like my computer, I was going to buy like a nice, she was like, hey, let's upgrade it. You got this, I got this, we get you this. And I got an Alienware, and I'm like, oh my God. So out of respect for the fact that I got it for the show and she helped me out getting it, I don't use it for nothing but YouTube. I got it turned on behind me, but that's just because we're here. It's just got my little logo back there. That's the only reason it's there.
Very nice.
All tools of the trade.
That's exactly right.
But she's been a great support. And if it wasn't for her, shows could have been degraded completely. You know.
That's awesome. DMV, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm sorry you had so much. Yeah, it went quick. Let's set up another one. You want to do that?
Man, you know how these like I run like shows that are like forever and a day half the time. So when an hour goes by, I'm like, for real, we're already at an hour? What?
We need to bring him in one week, Lyle, one Monday night when he's on the bank fishing.
Well, that'd be awesome. I mean, we can set that up where I'll get out there and meet you. You tell me a time, and I'll go fishing at that time.
I tell you what, you pick out a night that you want to do that on Monday, and we're going to make it happen. We'll go live. We'll have them going on your stream and on Catfish Weekly, and just let people ask you questions until you run out of answers.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome. That'd be cool.
I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
That'll be a lot of fun.
I have to interject. Please be done Thursday night at 8 p.m.
Locally. Y'all know about that one?
What's that?
The local tournament that's running with us anglers locally. Chunky, me, Mark,
I do remember.
Has Life. TBA was in it, but he said he wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. Maybe I don't know. Hopefully he got back in it. I don't know. But it's gotten pretty large. Some donations have been in there. I think it's up to, within the two different categories, I think they got $1,000 riding on this tournament now.
Oh, wow.
And there's a fishing rod for every one of the people in it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is getting real. Like each time something happened that changed, I was like, oh my God. So it's getting real, but it's coming up shortly. I think it's the last week of this month. Right after I get off tax season and everything, I can start figuring out which holes are working. You know, I'm gonna be out there figuring out what's going on. We're gonna be getting it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait. It's something totally different for me. But it's just my normal live streams, but I gotta run it. I can't be like off, I can't do nothing else. I gotta be there. So, can't be doing all my bathroom breaks. Somebody gonna think I'm out there swimming out there, hooking fish up on the DL. I'm like, what's that waking out there? I come back and the rod's just bending over because I had like 20, 50-pound fish just hiding on the left.
What was you gonna say a minute ago, Chad?
I done forgot.
Oh yeah, thanks for the are these decals, bro. Like, my daughter wants this one to go on her window in the car.
All right.
So, there you go.
On the side window, you're going to be right here. And then in the back window, I showed Mom this junk, and Mom was like, I want to put that on my back window of my car. So now everybody's going to be rocking Catfish and Crappie on the whips.
That's cool.
Go. Yep.
Well, I'll get you some nicer ones
over there, because hey, if anybody wants to send me decals or stickers, hit me up at DMV Whisker King. I'm trying to fill these glass cabinets up.
Okay.
I'll shoot you a message on Facebook, and I'll get you a fishing with the Chad one.
Just send me your PM me your shipping address, and I'll send you some for Panfish Nation and Catfish Weekly.
Awesome.
And is your little girl like pink or purple?
She's mainly a pink girl. She likes purple too, but mainly pink. She's a
I have
real
some
pink
pink.
girl. She's a Barbie girl.
Yep, I have some pink stuff she'll like.
So,
All
It'd
right.
be trial by fire, way to learn.
Heck yeah. Chad, what do you got going on Thursday night on Fishing with the Chad? The bait
Well, you know
shop.
me, Lyle, being the planner that I am, I have no idea. We will be leaving Thursday morning, me and the family, and heading to North Carolina. So I will be somewhere in North Carolina. So I might be on the side of the bank there going live. I don't know what we're going to do yet.
Okay.
So
Didn't know if you had an idea what was happening or not, but
nah.
you
never know who.
We will
the
be
bank-
there Friday morning sometime or early afternoon.
Have I sent everybody here a sticker yet? James, I haven't sent you one yet, have I?
no, you
All
get
right,
me
I'll hit you
one.
up on Facebook. I got a couple new ones. I got a new design that I want everybody.
I might
So I'm gonna mail
hopefully
them out to a lot
I
of the
got a pile
channels,
of
you know.
stickers ordered. Hopefully they'll be here before Saturday, so I can have some on the table down there Saturday. But we will see. So yeah, I'll hook you up on there, and we'll swap some stickers. I need to get with Chad too and Mark.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be
Yeah,
bringing
bring
some with me.
Okay, y'all do that. Well, guys, I had a blast tonight, Lyle and Chad
Absolutely.
and DMV as
I did when I
always.
finally got up in here. I was delayed.
Hey, I'll tell you what, let me get back from this tournament this weekend. Let's get together next week and set up a night when we're going to go live with you fishing. I think that'd be an outstanding show.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good, and it's about to start getting fire in this area.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about right there.
Yes, sir.
Listen,
Yeah, I'll have to pick
everybody,
up live bait. As soon as y'all tell me, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to fish all morning long and catch like 30 little panfish. And we're going to throw them all out as live bait in that show.
that works
There
for
you
me.
go.
That
Sound like
works
a
for
winner.
me. Thanks, everybody, for watching Catfish Weekly tonight. We'll be back on Monday night. And don't forget Thursday night. Thursday night, I'll be traveling.
Yep.
We're going to have to see. Maybe Mark will be doing Panfish Nation by himself. Not sure how that's going to work off. That just registered. But we'll get it figured out and let you all know. So thanks for watching. See you next week.
All right,
See
so
ya.
wonderful hanging out
Everybody.
with y'all.